Good afternoon, gentlemen. Thank you all for joining us. Just a slight update that we are evolving from retail to commerce, so it's going to be enable connected commerce session. Not trying to take anything away, all mentioned topics will be discussed. Well, welcome. My name is Ashish Archwani. I'm a product manager at Microsoft Dynamics 365. Today, we're going to talk about how we are evolving Dynamics 365 retail solution into the commerce and helping you bridge the gaps of the e-commerce, which was a missing component from our solution until now. It was a third-party e-commerce storefront, so we're going to be talking about how we can build up the connected commerce. With that being said, as we are watching around the world about how the retail industry is transforming and what are the essentially the technology which are emerging. So how the retailers are trying to keep themselves or trying to find the tools for themselves as to how they can create the unified experiences for their customers across all channels. They are looking for the tools, how they can empower their employees to deliver a delightful experiences for their customer services, and also for all the organizational data and the transactional data, what they are collecting for themselves, how they can drive the insightful and intelligent actions so that they can keep their customers happy while also protecting them through the fraud activities which are happening for the online commerce. With that, let's look into how we are exactly changing the landscape. Sorry, I jumped a slide. Why is it jumping? My bad. There's some glitch going on. All right. Anyway, so the part is at the heart of the Dynamics 365 Commerce, it is the Commerce Core engine, which I'm so sorry about that. Why it is doing this to me? My bad. I'm sorry. I'm just gonna switch to direct view of it so that I can talk through my points. Okay. Apologies for that, guys. But at the heart of the commerce solution sits the commerce engine, which is an headless and API-based engine, which has as a core commerce services, which are like for the payments, for the pricing, for the inventory, and such. That's a base framework so that you can get started with your business operations. Above that sits is the what we call as a core framework services, which orchestrates the communication between the back office as well as for your runtime business operations, right? Now, as you may be aware, with the Dynamics 365 Retail, we were the extensible framework, meaning you can always, all of these out-of-box core commerce services are extensible by partners. Not only extensible, you can also create as the third-party integration, so that framework continues to stay the same way even in the world of the e-commerce for us. Advancing further to it. So what are we enabling with the whole of the Dynamics 365 Commerce at this point is we know that we had our traditional channels for ourselves, which is the point of sale systems, as well as the call centers which were available. And then there were the third-party e-commerce storefront. While we are not taking away the support for the third-party e-commerce integration, but what we are bringing to the world is the e-commerce storefront, which Microsoft itself is using for its own properties right now, like MicrosoftStore.com, Xbox.com, Office.com, all of them are using that framework. And we are trying to bring that and marry it with the Dynamics 365 Retail as Dynamics 365 Commerce solution. Now, with this, what we are trying to help our retailers is to engage with the customers at every touch point they can interact from their brand perspective, right? So you can have the store associates have the information, whatever the customer activities on the online. You can have them connect through these C2 apps, the one which is part of the Retail SDK. You can take that as a framework and build on top of it further. Likewise, you can always, from the partner-driven applications, we have also seen that folks can also create is the conversational chatbots, which are again powered through the commerce engine as well. Likewise, you can also create is the what you can say, the virtual agents as a chat service on your websites. So those are the all possibilities which can be achieved through the 365 Commerce solution. In the nutshell, if you were to think about how this whole commerce engine is powering up various experiences on the 365 commerce, as you are aware, we continue to have our back office operations where you can do your inventory management, merchandising management, as well as the pricing, channel management, assortment, catalog. All of those are still very much possible. And the beauty is that now you can also, the omni-order management, where you do not have to worry about the data integrity when integrating with the third-party e-commerce storefronts. When you're bringing your sales order, it's no more the issue. You can always have those orders in place. For the in-store, the point-of-sale application, as you may be very much familiar, that we support the both commerce store scale unit as well as the commerce cloud scale unit. What we mean by that is like you can continue to have your on-prem solutions for your point of sale for the in-store processes, whereas you can always have the cloud scale unit. But for the newly introduced e-commerce stack, you will be requiring to have is the cloud scale unit only. There is no support immediately for the on-prem. We can talk further in the strategies and roadmap discussion, but at this point, the first rollout of it, it requires you to have the cloud scale unit. With that further, I believe from here it should be good. Let's try it out. Okay, so with this, Microsoft is taking is a focused approach, which is about we'll have as the unified purchase experiences so that customers can track their purchase histories across all the channels, be it the online, be it the in-store, be it through the call center purchases. You can have them. We are also achieving is the centralized operations, meaning you can unify all your back office operations. So all for your online also, it is centralized into the back office itself. You do not have the otherwise. The last piece about the unification. So there is going to be the consistency in the experiences. There are the various surround apps which we are introducing, like rating and reviews, intelligent product recommendations, loyalty-based checkouts, gift card-based checkouts. All of those are going to be the consistent across what you can say, all the channels where the customer is interacting with your business. So with that, let's see how does the customer journey looks like as such, right? The portion of the journey for the customer to make a purchase decision starts way before they walk into the store or even open up our website. They engage with our brands through the various social media platforms where they review about our products, learn about our products, and then they come to our stores through the either physically in store or through the online portal, essentially, where they make a purchase decision for us. While after the purchase decision, it's not the end of the business because we still have to take care of the order fulfillment. We still have to take care of the post-delivery of the order where you have to take care of the installation or if there is any concerns customer may have. All of those which could be handled through the call center with us. And with this, let's just see is like how all of these many factors can be achieved through our stack, right? So we can see that there are the multiple processes which were the front office as well as the back office, right? When you are on the website, you have the front office operations, whereas for the front office, the different storefronts to actually show us the various product informations, rating reviews, and all of it, it requires quite a back-end processes as well. While most of those are the natively integrated experiences which are available for you to be able to power them up, there are the various other services where we can integrate within the Dynamics 365, like for the supply chain management, you will be integrating for the warehouse management and such. Then you have is for the marketing, for the customer profiling and the segmentation, customer insights to be from the customer service point of view. So there are the various. We'll be walking through we'll be jumping through another one where we kind of see the closer view of the things. While what is highlighted in this section, we are going to start with the unified purchase experiences. And first, we're going to start with the e-commerce, the one which we have introduced right now. Right. So with the e-commerce, what we are introducing is like, it's an easy to plug in and develop a full-featured e-commerce site without any need to write a code, essentially. It's a drag and drop configurations which you can do in our auth tool, which we'll be seeing soon in our demo. And Website developers can use our content management system where they define the various web page layouts, navigational flows from how they discover a product to all the way to make a purchase. All of those are the various configuration, and you can brandify them to your brand desire, right? And just to reiterate that the fact is like this is actually powering up all of the Microsoft properties at this point, and it's been proven from the scale and the performance it can achieve. It's all Azure based at this point. Also, you may notice that we have an inbuilt digital asset management, which is where you can upload your media, meaning the images as well as the videos. And we have the image resizer, which enables us to get this, which enables us to have the responsive web layouts, meaning if the form factor were to reduce to the mobile layout, it is very much mobile responsive web storefront, and you'd have to upload only single image, and it resizes on the runtime about it. Also, out of the box, we provide is the store starter kit. The store starter kit stands for there are the reference modules. Like there is a turnkey website available for us where we can hook it up to whatever the products we have, whatever the navigation hierarchy we'll have, and it is a turnkey solution for us. It also enables us to achieve the buy online, pick up in store modules, experiences, which are also available based on the out-of-box configurations. We are also SEO optimized, meaning we provide you the tools to be SEO optimized, where you can manage your canonical URLs, you can have your redirects, you can have your aliases, as well as you can integrate with the third-party SEO tagging as well. With the e-commerce, we have also made a conscious investments into the product discovery experiences, where we are moving to the cloud-powered search. Both Azure Retail Search as well as the Bing Retail Search are very much first-class integrated for you to be able to take advantage of the both stacks, so that your experiences are like right from the search bar when you start the first keystroke, the auto suggestions are the go-to products, do the scoped category searches and such. We also have the out-of-box AD B2C integration, which allows us to have the social login, meaning our customers who are coming to our websites, you can have them use their Google's, Facebook, Microsoft accounts to just log in without having to have another account management for themselves. We have out-of-box the support for the secure and seamless checkout. What we mean by that, we have the RDN payment gateways as a first-class payment gateway integration, which will allow you to have the seamless checkout and the omni payments flow enabled for it, meaning when you have bought online something, and if you were to go to pick up in store, your credit card token has the authorization token, which was in the system, can be captured at the time of the fulfillment. So it enables you to have the omni payments flow for it. We, as I suggested, that on the e-commerce portal, again, it's not another channel sitting outside of the Dynamics ecosystem. So customers can always manage their orders across all the channels as well. With that, let's see. The next piece we're going to be talking about is how we are enabling the meaningful engagements across all the channels from the customer journey point of view. As suggested, we have various services which have been introduced. One of them being is the what you call as the intelligent product recommendation to help deliver the personalized customer services, right? Those product recommendations are not just available, as you see that we have the various channels. They are very much tightly integrated into the point of sale system as well. If you remember, we had the version of it, which for whatever reason we had to take it off, but then we have brought it back starting this last month release. You can actually have the product recommendations available for you in the point of sale system itself. Likewise, if you think about the rating and reviews, right, it allows us the couple of things. It helps us facilitate customer decision to the purchase, meaning help them be informed about what other customers are thinking about it with the making a informed decision for their purchases, while also when they drop a reviews for us, it gives us an opportunity to engage with them by responding to their reviews and such. Along with that, we also provide the moderation tool, which allows you to kind of what you can say, it checks for the profanity. If somebody is writing something which is not acceptable by your brand, you can always have the moderation check before it gets published for the public to even consume it. With that, we'll continue and try to see now, as promised or mentioned earlier in the start of this journey, where we said part of the experiences are as a first-class integration into the various Dynamics 365 services. We'll jump into to see how the clienteling, by integrating with the Dynamics 365 customer insights and marketing, helping us from the point of sale system for the assisted selling. So from the customer engagement capabilities point of view, what we are trying to do is like empower the store associates further with all the tracking of your customer purchase history, their interest, right in the single portal. We empower store associates to have the client books where they can take the notes and activities about their various engagement. There are the task notification which may be due for the individual customer to be able to continue to have the follow-up with the customers, right? And more so with the Dynamics 365 out of marketing integration, you can engage with your customers right from the point of sale system and shoot out emails to them right from the point of sale stuff, where you don't have to do any context switching of going to the another portal to have employees engage with their customers for the customer service. Going further, we'll see now with the customer insights coming as a first-class integration, how we can take it to the further advantage by deriving the intelligent insights and action based on the data which is available with the customer insights already, right? So customer insights provide us with the customer intent prediction and AI-driven insights for us to see is like, there are the various social cards or the customer cards which can be very well pinned to the individual customer record so that you can have the RFM analysis around it when was the last time they bought, what is their lifetime value of the business they have provided to us, how frequently they buy with us, and other elements of it. You can bring with the customer insight, the other advantages like most of the data is already available with us, right? But there is always a challenge about integrating the data from the various sources. The customer insights solve that problem, which allows us to unify our data and allows us with the AI-driven capabilities. It helps you, resolve the conflicts between the duplicate customers as well. So that's why it's unifying of the data becomes easier. With all of these tools available, at the end of the day, it has to help the retailer. So what it's doing is like it's helping by providing the first-class customer service. It's helping us is to reduce the churn rate of the customers. We'll be switching gears over here and try to see how we are jumping into the, how we are leveraging the back office operation for us, starting with the channel management. So as in the back office, you are very much comfortable already that all of the merchandising management, which means as assortments, pricing, discount, navigation hierarchy, attributes and attribute groups, all of those are very equally manageable for the newly introduced e-commerce channel as well, with the full fidelity of the support, and which can help you make your product enrichment very much possible. Like the media management itself also, we continue to leverage the media templates, what we have, so that you have is the product SKU, associated image file names, and all you have to do is upload those image file names in the digital asset management, and it can power the images on both the sides, be it on the point of sale as well as on the online channel. From the channel management point of view, there is an additional aspect is like we have the payment methods. So all of the retail payment methods which we mentioned, loyalty, gift cards, credit cards, are possible with the online channel as well, and they are very much configurable with the bin ranges, what you can do today for the point of sale are very much possible for the e-commerce world as well. You can define the delivery modes and auto charges. We'll see that in action, that how it is playing very well for the Fabricam when we have this out-of-box configured for ourselves. Likewise, for the employee management, for the point of sale, there is nothing changing from that point of view, meaning you can still do the POS permission groups, POS layouts, When I say POS, it's a point of sale application. You can define the visual profiles, you can do the language settings for individual employees, and so on and so forth. Along with from the centralized processes point of view, we also have the centralized order management capabilities, meaning buy anywhere, collect anywhere, buy anywhere, return anywhere. All those are the capabilities which are very natively possible now with the e-commerce store coming into the play as well. As I said about the RDN payment gateway, we have the omni-channel payments flow, meaning you would have collected the order in the back office through the call center maybe, and if the person is coming into the store to pick up, they can collect that without having the credit card to be swiped again or not. That is again the business configuration which you can do, but then it does allow us to have that omni payment flow possibility. Going further, we're gonna continue into the centralized operation journey and see how the inventory comes into the play, because the real thing about the inventory is like you need to make sure that the right product is available at the right place at the right time with the optimal delivery of the inventory cost essentially. So the beauty of the Dynamics 365 retail solution of where we could use the replenishment rule, the bias push, the crosstalk, it does allow us to continue to have that same capabilities, which will enable us to have the optimal inventory level across all channels based on the demand we can expect for ourselves. Now, we also have for the store associates to be able to provide is the classic first-class customer service. We have the point of sale application where you can do the inventory lookup for all the variants in the matrix view. And right from that matrix view, you can even take the necessary actions of like if some item is out of stock, you have the information available at the fingertips of the employee to say where is the available to promise data about it. When is the next purchase order expected to be delivered and such. So it's available in the point of sale, which enables an employee to provide us the customer service and keep the customer happy about the right information at the right time for them. Along with that, we have is the distributed order management engine, which lets you define based on the local assortment, based on the demand and such thing, where should the certain order get fulfilled by, and those profiles are configurable as well in the back office. Well, moving further, one of the other first-class integration which we have done is the integration with the Dynamics fraud protection. So we'll see how it is bringing to advantage. As the e-commerce, we understand, is booming, but the fraud losses are booming too for that matter, right? But for that reason, we believe that the first-class integration with the Dynamics 365 fraud protection allows us to reduce the payment fraud risk with the adaptive AI technologies, right? And we have access to the fraud protection network by kind of contributing to it. We also have the access to the vast amount of the knowledge where other integrations have happened for the Dynamics 365 fraud protection. It kind of pays back to us. It does provide us with the customer escalation support tools as well, where you can resolve any of the concerns and the issues customer might be having if there are any false negative just in case, false positive just in case, they can always get it resolved quickly as well. From the benefits point of view, it helps us increase our revenue by decreasing the wrongful rejects and increasing the bank acceptance rate for us. It reduces operational expenses, meaning the fraud with the reduction in the fraud loss, and the manual review expenses are taken out of the picture with the adaptive AI technology. Now, at the end of it, we also want the customers to be having a seamless shopping experience for their satisfaction. So with the 365, it makes it a friction-free shopping experience possible because the number of frauds are getting reduced fastly. Finally, we'll take a look around is like how all of this data which we are collecting across various channels, how is the analytics coming into the play for us, right? As you may be familiar, we did have is the retail channel performance dashboard. We are reviving that and bringing as the next gen of the business analytics for us from the commerce solution point of view. And we are bringing again the same as promise of the fact of like technology unification point of view, we are bringing the same analytics in the point of sale application as well, so that the Power BI is embedded right inside the POS for you. Lastly, with the e-commerce coming into the play, what is the advantage which we are getting is like we are able to get the insights from the digital storefront to the made available to the physical store as well. Meaning all the customer interest now can be tracked by their behavioral activity. How has the sales conversion funnel look like? What are the kind of products they are spending the most time in, so that you can tailor your offers, you can tailor your service to them based on their activity as a clickstream data. And now this gives us a unique opportunity for us to mash up the what you call as the clickstream data with the sales data and have that overlap view for ourselves. And it could be embedded right into the analytical workspaces of the finance and operation client. With that, I'll quickly show you the various demos. So, awesome. So here's the online stores. This is the back office for us. It's a commerce SKU. It's a tailored SKU of the retail, finance and operation, which is tailored only for the specific commerce module. So if you were to see over here, you would not see the rest of the modules. But then again, it's available with both the offerings. It's available with the F&O as well as with the commerce SKU. Now within this, there is a form called as online stores, where you define your online channel. And within that online channel, you can define, as we were saying about the assortments, right? If I were to go to this assortment and I would see all the products which are added, I have excluded all of the non-fashion goods and I've kept only the fabric and fashion. And if I were to see what exactly are in the fabric and fashion, I could go to the individual category and I could see what are the products were included over here. Those are the products which are assorted to the online channel. Now, notice one of the other things which we have introduced the easy way is you don't have to do any client-side calculations for ordering the hierarchies. In the past, we were only able to do is what you call as the alphabetic sort orders. Right now, they are like you can give the custom display order values to them. So that's why, as you can see, it's non-alphabetically sorted for us. With that, that was navigation hierarchy, and I'll show you the payment methods, how we are configuring over here. So if I were to go outside the assortments, over here, you can go and define your payment methods which are applicable for the online store. As you can see, ignore the cash one, but the loyalty cards, and the gift card, all of them are applicable over here. Likewise, from the delivery modes point of view, you configure the modes of delivery, which are like customer pickup is the standard for the buy online, pickup in store. Again, this is the retail parameter based setting, but everything else for the gift card, if you were to do the electronic, you can do that. But otherwise, it's mostly whatever the other air, standard overnight, and such thing. But if I were to go to the auto charges, you could notice that the auto charges are configurable as well, so that based on the transaction amount. On the delivery mode, we do is where the item is getting delivered to, right, and through which channel the order was getting collected. Now with the auto charges, with the transaction amount of the current transaction what you have for the selected delivery mode, you can also choose as like what is supposed to be your auto charges, so that you don't have to charge like a manual charge on top of the order you have collected. So it's just giving you the experience, like until $50 we'll charge the $6, until $100, 50 to 100 you will be charging $8 and something. I mean, it's up to your discretion of like how you want to program that one. With that, I'll show you, this is what our sample storefront looks like, right? We're gonna try is the transaction essentially, and then see how we can try to see if we can pick it up in the physical store for ourselves, right? So what you're noticing over here, this is our home page, right? It has various modules right now, universal header footer with the navigation hierarchy, the hero module with the carousel, right? Various entry points into the category pages, right? We'll talk about how these are behind the scenes look like when you're defining in the CMS layouts. And the support for the videos is also possible, so it's just a demonstration of that. But notice over here on the home page, you also have the couple of intelligent lists over there, right? One is the trending, other is the new arrivals. Trending is about the, in the previous period of time, in the given period of time, if these products have been flying off the shelf or collecting various orders for you, they become in the trending. There is a configuration. We'll quickly see in the back office also about it. The new arrivals get determined based on the assortment date for itself, meaning when was the first time this product got assorted and released to this particular channel, they become as a new arrival. So this is like all auto-determination, while there is a continuous support to say if you were to fabricate this or inject this in a way which is going to serve your business need, you can always do that where you don't rely on the data which is persisted inside the SQL for the particular dates and the trends of the transactions. With that, as you can see, this is the same navigation hierarchy which we just saw in the back office. For a quick reference, it would be this one, right? So that's the same nav hierarchy which is powering up on the front end as well. So if we were to go and create this, look at this shoes category, and we'll see the two of the category experiences. This is, we call as the enrich category page. As you can see, it's a category landing page which has got some story around it and such thing, which is all possible through the CMS web tool authoring, right? And you can see on the left, we have the refiners, including the refiners for the ratings, various things. And if I were to jump quickly into the product details page, this is one of the product, like this is a default product details page, which is going to be having is the PDB buy box with the images. Again, the images URL are the same URL which are based off the media templates, and we'll see how the assets look like in the digital asset management tool quickly. But if I were to make this purchase for myself, right? So I could do two of the things, right? Either I could do a pickup in store, or I could get it shipped to myself, essentially. So we'll do quickly as I pick this up. Our stores are based in San Francisco, so I didn't want to provide. But over here, notice the fact of like it is inventory aware, so it is doing the live inventory check for us. So to say whether the inventory is available in a particular store, only then allow for the order to be collected as a pickup. And that is again, if the inventory wasn't there, it's also configurable to say do the inventory check or don't do the inventory check, because some businesses doesn't care because they will be fulfilling at the later point in time, meaning to say we can always have the purchase order come in play, and we could collect the orders right now. It's in the back order, and we'll be delivering it without the physical inventory being available in the warehouse. So it is, again, business configuration. We allow you to do the both, either inventory aware or non-inventory aware. It is the way you would want it. So there are the two flows possible. One is checkout as a guest. Other is checkout as the, what you can say, individual signed-in user. So for this, I'll just do is the quick one. So this is our integration with the RDN connector, right? This is loading an iframe which is getting provisioned by the RDN itself. It's not something which we are hosting any credit card numbers, so we are PCI compliant at that, from PCI PADSS compliant from that point of view. So in this, notice that we'll be collecting as a contact information, meaning where is the email you would like it to be sent. If you were to be like, what we are using right now, first is as part of this experience, we are using the SMTP server-based emails, which are possible through the back office trigger event. So as soon as this transaction is collected in the back office and the order is synchronized, for the various order fulfillment statuses, order created, order confirmed, order picked, packed, shipped, all of those statuses can trigger an email to the customer providing the journey of it. So while I have placed this order, what we expect behind the scenes is like you would be having is the batch jobs running for the P job, which is going to pull the transaction back into the back office. And after that, you would be having the synchronized orders job running in the back office as well, which would be creating an order of it. And once the order is available in the HQ, the person can walk. And we have noticed it's like sub 5 minutes, 3 to 4 minutes actually, sub 3 to 4 minutes is where you can actually collect. So while you are standing outside the store and you have placed the order, you are ready to pick it up in the store. So that is how instantaneous. Again, that is what we are trying to say on the time frame where you're running on the not the tier one environment. If you're running it on the sandbox environment is what we are saying. But if you were to be on the tier one, it could be sub 2 minutes for you to be able to achieve that. So notice over here, what you have gotten is a confirmation ID for yourself, which we would be trying to use to see if in the online transaction in the back office, how does this order show up for us. Also notice over here, like we want to achieve the continuous stickiness with your customers, because once they are interested in the purchasing mode, you still want to try to see cross-sell and upsell opportunities. So that's what you would be doing by showcasing them additional trending now. People also bought based on your items in the cart or the recently purchased items. With that, let me switch gears and jump into our authoring tool, the CMS. Right? So this is the CMS which is powering all the web page layouts for us. Right? So by default, you have as a turnkey, I should have gone over here as a sites. You would see that there would be the sites available as a Fabricam, and you can associate with this is the individual channel. So if I were to go to the site management and show you the channels, that is the online channel I was showing you from the back office, how it is hooked up to the particular website on the front end. Right? The way I suggested about the inventory awareness and everything, you could always have the thresholds over here suggesting if the item were to be falling below certain threshold, globally across the site, do not collect any of my orders for that particular product. But again, we are making investment right now, which is called as the inventory buffers investment, which is going to allow us to define the inventory threshold at the individual category or the individual product level, essentially. So with that, I want to show you a couple of the other pages over here. So notice, remember the category page? I should show you the other default category page first of all. So if I were to go to if you remember, the menswear and shoes category had some storytelling around it, right? But it's called as the enrich category page. But if you were to go and have just the navigation hierarchy created in the back office, and you had the assortment products assorted to the particular channel and categorized, it would by default just show up without any further, authoring requirement from your end. It would be just powering up the category page for default. But if we were to, go here to the products, notice over here the authoring tool also has the same navigation hierarchy which is associated with the online channel you associated when you were creating this site, and it gives you all the products what you want, right? And in this case, if I were to go and search for my Oxford shoes, I can't spell. Okay. So over here, I just search for the products essentially and try to see if I want to create an enrich category page around it. If I were to do that, I would be just clicking on the enrich product page, and I would be creating a dedicated version so that the same URL which was associated with this grand tip toe leather Oxford shoes can now have the additional storytelling around it if we were to care about it that way. From that point of view, if I were to choose the product details and go and add a fragment to it, the fragments are essentially which can be shared across the modules. The modules are the individual experiences. When you saw it, like on the home page, there was a hero module, there was the video module, then there was the trending list, new arrivals and such thing. Each of them is an individual module. But within that, we can go and add fragment. So before I could do it, I have to do a check out of it. Okay. Sorry, I was trying to see if I was to be able to check out which is enrich a product page. Okay, there comes the checkout version. So we'll go and add a fragment to it, and we'll add as the storytelling around the leather product details related, leather storytelling. And as soon as we add that, you would notice that it's gonna go and replace, there should be that storytelling coming for us. So we choose the save and say preview. I'm sorry. But what you would notice is the same kind of a storytelling which would be continuing to show up here and replacing the standard reviews and the product attributes, because we just added storytelling content to it. And once I were to be published, it would be triggering is the audit trail, so that you know who published the various changes to your individual pages and such things. So that entire audit trail is kind of captured for us. And if I were to go here now, the expectation is that given we published it and it was successfully published, and if I were to go to my grand tip shoe, it should show me the storytelling content, which there it is. So at the bottom of it, as you can notice, that we added is the additional storytelling. And if I were to go to any individual product right now, otherwise, it won't show that on the every page. It's just dedicated for that particular URL, how you could achieve that for you. Now, with that being said, like just to confirm over here, the page ends only on the attributes and the rating reviews and the various frequently bought together or other product collection modules which have been integrated with the default PDP page. With that being said, let's see, quickly see the online store transactions. In this online store transaction, we expect the newly created order to have shown up over here. Just personalized grid, and you can add, just I'm trying to see is like what is the easiest way. So what I'm doing over here is like customizing my layout to include is the channel reference ID and sales order number, so that I have is a straight view of it and knowing that this transaction has successfully made it. So you can see if everything has a sales order, that means that the order should have been created by now for us. And if we were to go to orders to pick up, that particular order, I'm logged into the point of sale system, by the way, and that's the we just created for ourselves. And that's essentially how you would be able to fulfill your order, which means it's like whatever the order you collected in the back office, you were just able to collect it and view it in the San Francisco store to have it be picked up, essentially. Now, with all this is like a real-time service-based sync, not real-time service-based order pickup lookup on the point of sale system, which is like looking directly into the HQ database, what was the new orders which were created for us to be able to pick up and fulfill it when the customer is walking to us into the store. That's all of what I had to show for myself. I would open up, I have last 20 seconds. I got the holler saying that put out. So any questions, guys? Oh, by the way, more I wanted to add is, wanted to give you some information. We are available in the booth. This is where we are based. You can come and say us hi, ask more questions, anything what you may want to know more. But I would highly encourage about various topics which were like a kind of a rush through given the content I had to cover in the given 45 minutes. Here are the various sessions where going to be the deep dive on the rating and reviews, deep dive on the how the authoring works in the back of, in the CMS tool, how the product recommendations are working, what are the various configurations you can do in the headquarters for it. And then definitely please do join us for the strategy and the roadmap discussion, which is on the Thursday, which will be delivered by the Holly. Sorry? Oh, more big? I don't think it's the PowerPoint house. Oh, wait. But last piece, if you haven't already visited for us and you haven't given us a shot, please, please, please do give it a try, AKMS Commerce, and do submit a request for yourself to get access to our preview bits. Thank you, guys.